Hi everyone, my name is Madeline Turner, and today I'm going to be guiding you through on how to do color mapping or color circles inspired by George Field. This is my third video, my last one out of the three. The past two projects we did color grids and we explored Albers' interaction of color. If you're interested in those, please go check those out. But today I'm going to walk you through how to do a color map. I mentioned earlier these were inspired by George Field. He did a lot of experiments with color theory around the 1830s, I think specifically 1835, and it really shifted the practicality or the aesthetics of painting. And the system that we're going to be doing today is quite interesting to me because it is kind of a more difficult way to do a color map, I believe, but it is a lot of fun once you get it down. So let's go ahead and get into that, and I will be happy to walk you through it. Okay, to get started for this project, your required materials you will need are going to be, like my last three videos, a thick paper that can handle wet media. So specifically, a mixed media paper will work. Watercolor paper is great. You're going to need a palette or something, it can be a plastic plate, paper plate, whatever works for you, whatever you have, to put your paints on and mix together. Of course, you're going to need a few paint brushes, maybe 3 at max. You just need a bigger brush to fill in the background of the circles, and then a smaller, not super small, just a smaller one to fill in the circles of what we're going to do. You are also going to need a ruler just to make your plane or your composition, your box. You'll need a pencil and eraser, a protractor of some sort. I found a printable one online. If you don't have one at home, you can print one off, or if you have one, even better. Things that are not required but are very helpful with this are going to be either a compass or something that you can use as a stencil. These are just old scraps I got from a package. They work great. I use them all the time. I'm not much of a compass fan, but I got one so this project could go a little smoother for you guys and you could see easier. You're going to want at least 4 different sizes of these because we are going to do a very large circle and then smaller circles in the middle, and then even a smaller one right in the center. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I was saying in the intro, this is going to be kind of a more difficult project just because what George Field did is a little more complex than typical color maps. So the way I like to get started is just go ahead and box in your area. If you just have a big sheet of paper and you want to cover the whole surface, that's fine. I like to do a little box. I'm just going to be doing a 10 by 10 square. Alright, once you have the square down, we're going to go down to the middle. And then I would very lightly draw a line across. And then just like that, we're going to add another line vertically, making a cross. And then once you have that, okay, once you have your cross down, this is where you're going to make your largest circle. I will throw in the picture of what we are going after, like the bones of what we're doing, so you understand how big the circle needs to be. It should be a very decent size. So for this big circle, when I first did this, I actually used one of my plates and I used a pencil around it. So if you don't have a compass, use your plate. Please be gentle with it though and don't mark on it. So once you have that, we can now begin to find where our circles in the middle are going to go. This is where your protractor comes in handy. You of course can use your paper one with no issues. We're gonna mark at each 30 degrees. So we're gonna put one at 30, 60, 90, 120, and 150. Once you you have those down, go ahead and lightly take your pencil and go all the way through the center. Okay, once you have those in, you should have 12 lines. Now you can go ahead and get your compass or your stencils, and we are going to play around and see what size fits this area. So to find out the size of circle, what you really want is for the circle to overlap this line, because what we're going to do is we're going to put a circle on this line, skip this one, so no circle, and add a circle here. What you're going to want to do at this point is to find the size of circle that will perfectly overlap from this line into the circle on this one. So you need to put the middle of the circle on this line, we're skipping this one, and our next circle will be there. So whatever circle goes on here needs to completely pass over this and touch this one. So I'll show you what I mean. If you're doing a 10 by 10 with me, the size that I use for my circles, the diameter of my circles that I used would be 4.5. So what I did is I put my compass to about 2.5. So for example, I'll put my compass here in the middle of that line. All right, and then once you get your circle on that line, skip this one, put it on that one. Skip this line, put it on that one. Okay, what you're going to be left with is going to be kind of a mess and kind of confusing. But what I suggest is go ahead and erase all of these lines. It's going to make it more clear of what you're looking at. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, that's what you should have left. At this point, we should be ready to go with the painting. One thing I will suggest, if you didn't get gaps here like this, I would suggest making a bigger circle around your biggest one here, because we do want a band of white for this color grid, or for this color map. I'm gonna go ahead and add mine. You can add yours, or you don't have to. It's whatever you would like. Once you get that put down, you can go ahead and start adding colors. So when we go to put the colors in, what we'll do is start with the outer pieces. So ignore everything in the middle, we're just filling in these with the rainbow. So I would start red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So let's go ahead and get our paints ready and do that. Next I'm using a cadmium orange. If you don't have orange, just mix your red and yellow together. Now I'm moving on to yellow. Now we're going in with green. Now we're going in with the blue. Now going in with purple. Alright, now once you have all these colors together, we are going to start mixing the outer pieces into this part. So for this one, we're just mixing the red and the orange together to get a red-orange. Now we're mixing this orange and the yellow together. Now we're going to mix the yellow and the green and put it there. Now we're taking the green and the blue and putting it there. Alright, now we're going to ahead and take the blue and the purple and put it in. Now we're going to mix the purple with the red. Okay, now that we have those in, before we move on, I'm going to have you go ahead and do a circle in the middle. The circle needs to be big enough to where it holds all of these tiny little shapes that are made from all of the circles combining together. That's going to make a black color, so we're just going to, you can leave it if you want and fill it in. That would look pretty cool. You can also just put a circle there and fill it in black, so you don't have to worry about getting a tiny brush and filling in those spots. Alright, once you have that in, we can begin mixing these sections to get a neutral color. I'm going to start here and take the purple red and mix it with the orange red. Now we're going to take the red orange and mix it with the yellow orange. Taking our yellow orange and our yellow green and mixing it together. Mixing our yellow green with our blue green. Putting it together. Alright, now we're taking our blue green and mixing it with our purplish blue. Alright, now we're going to take our blue purple and mix it with our purple red. Now all of these colors should mix together and make black. So go ahead and just mix the neutral tones that you got, put it in the middle. So all you're going to do is start mixing these top colors into white. You also want to fill this outer rim in with white. You can also fill the background in with any color you want. You could do black. For my first color, I'm just going to start with red and now we're going to mix the orange with the white. Now we're mixing the yellow with the white. Now we're going to take the green and mix it with white. Now we're taking the blue and white. Now we're taking the purple and mixing it into the white. Alright, once you have all of the colors mixed into white, go ahead and fill in the outer band with white to cover up any smudges that were made. Okay, once you get the white band painted in, you can go ahead and fill in the background. I'm just going to do mine black. Okay, once you have the background filled in, you should be done. I'll go ahead and attach my finished product here. This is my third video, and if you're interested in seeing the other two, go check those out. If you're also interested in seeing more of my work, you can follow me on Instagram at Madeline Irene or check out my website. It's madelineturner.art. And I hope you had fun.